Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sports for All podcast. I'm your host, Aiden, and today we have another really exciting guest. Do you want to introduce yourself to everybody?
Yeah, hi Eden. Thanks for having me. I'm Milan. I'm originally from Serbia, but I've been here in the UK for the past 4 years now. I am a PhD student at the University of Birmingham and a trainee cognitive behavioral therapist, as well as the amateur triathlete. So I'm kind of blending psychology, mental health, and sports.
And thank you so much. It's so exciting to have you. I cannot wait for a great conversation. Um, so my first question is, can you tell us a bit about how you got involved in sport and what that's kind of been like for you growing up?
Yeah, I think since I was really young, my parents told me I have to engage in sports, whatever that be. So I think I followed my brother's steps as he started training basketball. So I started playing basketball when I was about 4 or 5 years old. And that only lasted for 2 years. After that, I switched to football. I really liked football, quite good, and I moved to a good club back home. But once we started playing outside and it was raining, I told my parents, I don't want to play football anymore. I'm not a pig. I don't want to be this dirty. So that was short-lived as well. After that, I started playing tennis and I played for about 6, 7 years and tried to go professional, but somehow failed. Yeah, it didn't play along. And I think I was a teenager at that time. And then I played music as well. So I made a break in my, let's say, sports career because
Yeah.
yeah, put more attention to music. But then when I moved to Austria to do my degree in psychology and then back and then to England, I really got into triathlon. I found some YouTubers challenging themselves, and one of their videos was about triathlon. So I was like, "Oh, this is amazing! I like to challenge myself." And I think it was perfect time because it was like COVID.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were all in lockdown, so I had plenty of time to focus on yeah, building the endurance and starting yeah, this whole new experience and running and cycling and everything. So I think since then, since COVID, I'm into triathlon. Yeah.
Well, that is really interesting to see what that journey's been like for you. And I think what you were saying about finding something that really fits
Hmm.
is really important because like I was the same. I tried loads of different sports when I was younger and it took me quite a while to find like something I was really interested in. And yeah, COVID definitely did present its opportunities to kind of try new things. Even though we were all stuck in the house, which was a different experience, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, different experience. But yeah, as you said, if you took time to, yeah, focus on yourself and explore things. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely trying to make the most out of quite a weird and tough situation. So my next question is, what have been some of your big inspirations within sport, but also outside of sport?
Yeah, I think in sports, and yeah, when I was young, I played tennis. So I think my idol was Novak Djokovic, and he's one of the best tennis players in the world, and he's my fellow countryman. So I looked up to him and his perseverance, how dedicated he is, but how emotional he is in when he plays and everything. So I think his story inspires a lot that he, did not even have a racket or he did not have a place where he would practice tennis. So he would just do it in a swimming pool, in a closed swimming pool, and just bounce the ball off the wall. So I think it just shows that despite tough circumstances, you can still kind of try and do your best to progress and to yeah, better yourself. And I think the other idol is Kat Matthews, and she's a professional triathlete. A few years back, she had a yeah, a really tough crash. Yeah, and she came back much stronger. Half a year later, she won the longest race in such a packed field. So I think that as well shows the dedication and yeah, how tough things can get. But if you push through uh, the tough times, you can reach the light at the end of the tunnel. So I think there is a theme in people who inspire me that's had to go through hell and back. But yeah, I would say these two athletes were my biggest inspiration.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think, yeah, you can really learn a lot from people who have experienced like real hardship and struggle and just like are able to come back and like do such amazing things despite all the challenges they've been through.
I guess it's quite inspirational because we all go through ups and downs in our lives, right?
Yeah,
Whether we want it or not. And then it's just a reminder that, yeah, even if it's a down phase, it might not last forever. And yeah, if we just persevere, we can, yeah, make good out of it. So,
exactly. 100%.
mm.
So kind of actually leading on quite nicely from that, what skills have you learned from being involved in sport and how have they helped you in life?
Yeah, I think when I was young, playing a team sport was quite helpful to learn. Yeah, not to be spoiled, not that the world does not revolve around me.
Yeah.
That we have to work together to win. So yeah, to trust my fellow players and so on. But later in life, as I understood that I prefer probably like individual sports, but you still need this huge support around you. It kind of taught me how tough I can be as well, and to be really mindful and in check with my body when I do all these long distance endurance sports. In a sense, I have to check up on my body, all parts of my body, constantly. And if you feel some unpleasantness somewhere in the body, maybe it's better to quit than push too hard. Yeah, and that doesn't mean it's a failed session. It just means that you're in check with your body and you treat your body well. And obviously, I'm not a professional athlete, so it's just to live a healthy and hopefully long life. So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing I've learned is just to be in check with my body, my emotions, and yeah.
I think that's so important and I think yeah, it's definitely not often talked about enough like how just really important that is to know your own limits and like you were saying, then you just need that rest and you need to just slow down.
Yeah, and I think it's really hard to slow down,
Yeah,
especially if you
absolutely.
want to reach great heights or always get better at something. So yeah.
Yeah. But I guess that's like trying to, yeah, kind of just reflecting on like, will I, if I push too much, what will happen kind of thing. But yeah, no, it's not an easy thing to manage, is it? So my next question is, what are some barriers and challenges that young people have faced in getting involved? Also staying involved, I feel like that's a big thing as well, with sport. And what advice do you have for any young people to like overcome any barriers or challenges?
Yeah, I think as I mentioned before, whichever sport you play, you kind of need a great support network to help you uh, reach your goals, whatever that is. I mean, starting from like having a supportive family to take you to the sports practice when you're young, or having a supportive teammates, having a supportive coach, or anyone around you actually, and that's a huge barrier in today's world when everyone has to work like a job, sometimes even two jobs to uh, make meet ends right. So I think that's a huge barrier for everyone. Um, but if I talk to myself like when I started triathlon, I did not even have a bike. So I only had a pair of shoes, and at that time I knew how to swim, but I didn't know how to swim properly.
Yeah.
So it was a challenge to get to the level of I really want to do this, and I'm then might be able to afford a bike, because if I no, I don't want to do this or something. I have to try. So I think for the first 2 years, I just went to the gym and did all my trainings on a treadmill or on a stationary bike. And I would have to rent a bike for the race and and race on someone else's bike, which is obviously a huge challenge. So um,
Yeah.
yeah, but I did enjoy that kind of struggle because it just proved that I really want this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then once I acknowledged that this is what I want and where I want to, um, yeah, compete in, then I got my own bike and yeah, then started training on it. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. And it kind of helps you to kind of know, like, is this what I really want as well? It's not easy at the time to have to go through barriers, but I think also you learn quite a lot from it as well, don't you, sometimes?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you learn quite a lot, and I think as well it motivates you because you don't get everything uh,
Yeah.
at the time. And then, like, once I got my bike, I was even more motivated to train because I was like, oh, this is a new piece of equipment, so oh, now I'm really happy. And then I would upgrade something, and yeah, slowly upgrades instead of having everything and all the best equipment, and then you lose the motivation then like what next if I have everything then I don't need anything then.
Yeah, exactly. That totally makes sense. So my next question is, what advice would you give to a young person wanting to get involved, but who might not have the confidence?
I think yeah I would say that sports bring so much happiness to my life and in general to people's lives. And it teaches you lessons that you probably would not be able to learn in school or at university. Uh, and it has an amazing impact on mental health as well as physical health. So hopefully, your life would be um, more fulfilled and healthier. So I think there's so many things that sports bring to our life that it's
Yeah.
really hard to isolate few things and say, oh, it's just this. But I know it can be quite intimidating to start something new that you're a complete beginner in, uh, and that people may look down on you and say, "Oh," and laugh. But uh, we all have to go through that in life,
Yeah.
um, and yeah, I just think. Over time, you'll get better. You'll feel more proud of yourself because you tried your best, you did your best, and yeah, yeah, it will definitely boost your confidence, even if you start with a low confidence. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think taking that first step is always the hardest one.
yeah,
But then like once you get in there, you can like really fall in love with it, and like you said, it has so many benefits, and even at the time you don't realize, but then as you get older and more involved in it, you see like how much positivity and skills you've learned from it.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, and you can
Yeah,
always
no,
start
that
slow. You don't have to start training like 4 times a week, 2 hours
yeah.
sessions. You can just start like once a week and then, um, yeah, and then build up slowly. Whichever sport you play, whatever you do. So yeah, I think that's what's amazing with sports is that you can take it at your own pace and yeah, if you do not focus on others or yeah, social media experts or social media influencers, then if you just focus on yourself and how you feel while you do that, it can bring loads of benefits. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's so easy to kind of track caught up in what other people are doing, and like self-comparison is such a big thing, isn't it? So just taking it at your own pace is definitely so important.
yeah,
That's a great piece of advice. Thank you so much.
yeah.
So my last question is, what do you have upcoming for the rest of the year? I know you're doing your PhD, if you want to tell everybody a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. So I would really like to thank you for having me here. I was quite excited to talk to you. So I'll just quickly talk about my PhD because it connects mental health and sports. As I mentioned, so I'm a PhD student at the University of Birmingham, and my research project is focusing on physical activity and mental health in marginalized and underserved communities. So what we actually plan to do is we plan to co-create, so with the support of the people from the underserved community, we plan together to create an integrated physical activity program that would as well have some aspects of mental health training or mental health literacy to improve both mental health and physical health in young people. So yeah, it will be mostly about like the healthy lifestyle, preventing poor physical and mental health in these vulnerable groups. So and yeah, this would mean that as you are, what you are doing is you're giving space to young people to talk about, or anyone basically to talk about their sports journey. But this will give space to young people from underserved communities to yeah, do some physical activity, see how it impacts their mental health as well, but an opportunity to seek support for mental health and well-being without feeling stigmatized. So yeah, so I would just say that if you are a person from Black ethnic community and you live in Birmingham area and this seems interesting to you, you could reach out to us. You can look at our social media posts, and this research project is called Co-Impact. So have a look on social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, and do reach out to us if you would like to take part in this study, or if you would like to help us create this program. So we would be quite happy if we can work together on this to support everyone to be able to do physical activity.
That is such an exciting piece of research and such an exciting project, and I will definitely put a link to it so that people can hopefully get involved because it's definitely an amazing piece of work. So yeah, thank you so much for being on my podcast, for sharing all your insights. Yeah, it's been great to have you.
Yeah, brilliant, Eden. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. It would be great if you could give it a follow and if you could give it a rating. If you want to connect with me further, you can find me on LinkedIn at Eden Byrne or on X at Eden71003.